So there's a huge conversation right now between the bull market and the bear market. Where exactly are we? Are we going to go and see the prices going higher and higher and higher? Or is this just a bear market rally? No one really knows, so we want to break it down. And we've done this type of episode before, but today we're going to get into charts and we're going to go over some companies that we talked about before that you shouldn't have invested in because they definitely went up. So make sure you stay tuned for the whole episode. Let's get right into it, bro.
For a fact, bro. So it's funny you mentioned companies that we mentioned before, and don't feel like you're too late, because if this is indeed the beginning of a new bull market, then there's a lot of upside to come. So you want to continuously invest, and that's something we talk about often. Now, just to pull up like some charts just to show you guys what's going on right now. Like, I know you guys like when we bring on the charts. So just to show, remember, once again, if you see direction going down, that means that the stock is going down. If you see direction going up, that means that the stock or the ETF price is going up. That's it. Just follow this as a line, directional line. And as you see on SPY right now, which is the S&P 500, top 500 companies put into one basket, you see that prices are starting to push up a little bit, right? And if you see here, this line that I have here that says swing high, all you have to know is that if price does go above that, that is very bullish. That is something that is like, oh man, that is great for the stock market. And I want to point out that that has already occurred on the QQQs, which is the NASDAQ. So Newski, you want to remind everybody like what they can expect from the NASDAQ? Like, what is the NASDAQ?
Yeah, so essentially, there's two things to understand, right? NASDAQ, all I want you guys to think of is tech. That's really what it is. It's very tech heavy and non-financial companies. So the thing with QQQ is essentially the thing that falls the hardest usually goes up the fastest. So back in 2020, back in like the whole pandemic time period, people were really thinking what's going on. So 2021, 2022 was pretty rough for them. So they fell really, really hard. But in 2023, no one's really been talking about it because everyone thinks we're in a terrible, terrible market. But QQQ is actually shooting higher and higher and higher. So that's the thing. If you look at literally where 2023 is and where it started, from that it started at the low. Like you see rails hovering over it. That's the low point. And then we've been going up and up and up because the faster and harder they fall, the faster they go up.
Yeah, and it's true. And so it's like you have the stock market like the S&P 500, right? The S&P 500 has been pushing up, but not as fast as the QQQ, not as much as the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ also fell the hardest, like Newski said. The NASDAQ was down 30-something% in 2022. S&P 500 was only down about 27% as lows. And so the NASDAQ fell harder, but it's rising faster. And that's something to keep in mind because we see that time and time again, even in individual stocks. And we're going to show that in a second. But just to reiterate on the NASDAQ, right, there's something called TQQQ. So for TQQQ, this is a 3 times leveraged ETF on the NASDAQ, which means if the NASDAQ goes up 3%, if you own TQQQ, you will go up 9%. And vice versa, right? Obviously, if they go down 3%, you go down 9%. So, you know, the give and the take. But the TQQQ is up about 100% in 2023, bro. The low of TQQQ happened right at the beginning of January. And ever since then, we have been pushing, and you will be up about 100% on your portfolio if you own this. And this is from investing when everybody is scared. Everybody, bro, people have been scared of the stock market. Meanwhile, it's been pushing this much. And that's what they do. They try to scare you out the market. Like Newski, can you think of another time this year, cough, cough, Silicon Valley, when they scared somebody out the market?
Yeah, basically that was the whole time period, right? Like if you guys think about it, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, if you just solely read the news and not sure what's actually going on, it is tough because you hear about Silicon Valley and it's the whole section where it's like, yo, banks are failing, regional banks it's all over. There's a run on the bank, and there was a run on the bank. Don't get me wrong, that was actually accurate, but that would essentially make you think that I should run away from the markets. I shouldn't be investing. And remember, we were telling you guys this whole time period, like, Yes, this is happening. However, if you're dollar cost averaging and you have a long-term mindset, there's nothing to be scared of because you're going to see returns happen. So if you did not invest during that time period when everyone was super scared, and this is the era that Rel's really hovering over right now, that's when the whole Silicon Valley Bank happened, right? And essentially, guys, like after that, I don't want to sound crazy, but after that, you kind of are seeing it yourself. The market was and is continuing to go up. So you don't
Literally.
want to miss out on that.
Nah, literally, like you said it perfect, bro. Silicon Valley happened right here at this arrow that I'm pointing to. This red candle, which is a certain day. This was Friday, March 10th. Ever since then, we opened up on Monday and then ripped. They try to scare you out the market. So what else did they try to scare you out of? How about the gorgeous company Nvidia? They tried to scare y'all out of Nvidia, and we tried to put you back into it. When do we try to put you back into it? How about on this video right here? Mind-blowing tech to invest in for 2023. Bag Talk had a 3-part series where we talked about the best companies to get in the bear market, the best technologies to look forward to. For example, AI. We made a whole heavy emphasis on AI, and you see how that revolution has changed everything in the whole world. We tried to get y'all into it because they were trying to scare everybody out the market while they were building infrastructure to take over in the next bull market. And look what we said, Nvidia and Microsoft are our 2 favorite companies to come out of the bear market. And bro, Nvidia has been on a tear.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, right? Like, I know a lot of people have been talking about Nvidia and Microsoft now, but guys, back then it was kind of a layup in the sense that, yeah, these companies are struggling, but if you look at the future and where it's headed, these companies need to be there. You're not going to get rid of chips. You're not going to get rid of technology. These are worldwide companies. And also, very, very quick point, I know we're going to touch on this, is a lot of people think that it's top heavy, right? Like just the best companies are doing well. But that's always been the case, guys. It's not like it's changed. If you look at the QQQ, which is obviously the NASDAQ we just spoke about, 57% of it is made up of only 10 companies, which is the top 10 companies. So 57% of an ETF, which has multiple companies, 10 of the top ones make up 57%, right? And it's always like that. The same thing with S&P 500. It's 29% made up like the top 10. So it's like, yeah, yes, we're gonna be top heavy because they're the best companies. Duh, it's always gonna be like that, bro.
No, I'm so glad you said that, bro, because I really forgot to mention that. I'm so glad you said that because, bro, people act like that's like, oh, nah, we got to come down because the big tech is carrying us. Duh, it's been like, look at the last bull market. It's been like that. It's literally just been like that.
That's what innovation is.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the innovation is. And you see us like this right here is when we made the episode. We literally made the episode in this time period in December. And ever since,
5th, I believe to be exact.
December 5th, thank you. So that was right in here, right in this area, we made that episode. And ever since then, you see what Nvidia did. Same thing on Microsoft. We made that episode in December, right? And that was over here. Ever since then, Microsoft taken off. Now, Newski, I have something here that says bought here. You want to speak on this right here?
Yeah, so I'm not saying we timed it or anything. I don't want to say we're snipers or nothing crazy, but I mean, just to let y'all know, like when we were making these episodes, we did end up actually buying stuff. Like I personally bought a good amount of Microsoft at this point because it's not that, oh my God, I'm a sniper, but I believe in the company. And it was at the lowest point. Like I think I bought at 228 or around, and I think the lowest was 213. So definitely I'm enjoying them games right now. I can't even lie.
So I bet you all. And you know, speaking of those gains, for people who we talk about them trying to scare you out the market, everybody thought Meta was dead. Look at Meta, it's up 182% since its October lows. Meta's tear has been a one-directional move to the upside. Everybody said Meta's dead, TikTok's taking over. Listen, they up 182% while everybody's scared. So we want you guys not to get scared out the market. And speaking of, here is something speculative that Newski and I were kind of going back and forth on like the take, right? So here's my take on regional banks. Regional banks, as you guys can see, remember, going down is a bad thing, right? So they've been getting super sold off in the wake of Silicon Valley and everything that's been going on. But it's kind of like Meta, right? there's certain times nobody wants to touch a stock or ETF, and it's not always good to try to catch a falling knife. You have to catch the right knives if you're going to ever try that approach. A lot of times it does not work out, but that's because a lot of times when companies get sold off, they're actually bad companies or bad, I can't even say it's really like bad companies that get sold off and they never come back. You have to kind of ask yourself, are regional banks actually dead? Like, are they never going to come back? And to me, it's like, I think that they're still going to be a part of our country. Regional banks have already been shrinking for a long time now, where they're getting less and less as the commercial banks, the bigger banks, get bigger and bigger. But that doesn't mean that they're not still an integral part of our country's dynamic. So to me, as they got sold off so hard, and we're looking towards a potential bull market, right? I'm not saying we in one because there's still some things to look at, but hey, this might just be, if you get in now, you could get 100% very easily, or even just close to now. We're right here down with lows that we had back in COVID. So I don't know. I think it's something that a person could take a chance on with a little bit of money you don't care about. You never know, that just buying it now could yield you a high return in the future. But Nusi, I don't know, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think regional banks are not going to go away completely, right? I don't want to say like they're done forever. I just don't like the comparison with Meta because that's a company, whereas you're talking about a whole sector. So a company could be innovative and you could trust that one company to be very innovative versus like a sector is kind of tough to count on. That's the only reason I don't like the actual comparison. However, I do think that, yes, are regional banks gone? No, we're going to still need them. They're still very crucial and everyday part of real estate as well when it comes down to regional banks. So I think I think it might make sense. Are we going to probably see some downside? Yeah, probably. But once again, you have to feel comfortable with investing in certain things where you know they have potential, but they're just not doing too great right now. That's the biggest thing. And with a sector this large, and especially banking related, I don't want to say it's like, safe, but it's definitely not the most risky play. I'll put it like that.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Because I know you mentioned individual companies. I'm just saying, like, individual companies, if anything, they're scarier to do this approach with. But to me, the fact that it's a banking sector, it's like that gotta come back, in my opinion. Unless it's really just the end of that sector. Hey, what can I say? But I don't know. I think the risk to reward is there because I think we're closer to the bottom than we are to the top. So
that's what I can definitely agree with that. I know real quick, you want to hover on Square, or do you want to just go straight to the interest rate?
You can say Square really quickly.
So the point to make with Square, because you were talking about the catching a falling knife. So just to let y'all know, we talked about Square a lot. I know, Rel, personally, you have sold your Square position, which is solid. Just to make a quick point on Square, guys, like the reason why I'm personally holding on to it is because I think they are still okay in terms of blockchain and the technology they're trying to rock with in terms of crypto. So they're still a top 3 holding or top 4 holding when it comes to Fidelity's ETF and BlackRock. So those are the largest funds that still believe in that company. Plus, they had analyst expectations as well. They're saying that the analysts are predicting $150 is going to be the high, $90 is going to be the medium price. So there's still some hope there. And another piece of it I want to say is they're actually buying Intel's blockchain and Bitcoin mining system as well. So there's stuff that I believe in. Is it still a risky play? Yes, but just want to take accountability on that end.
No, for sure. I appreciate you doing that. I took my money out of Square and I put it into Nvidia. I felt like Nvidia would get me that money back quicker because I didn't like my price on Square. But I messed with you holding it. And all we wanted to say really quick just on the Fed Watch tool is that I know we told you guys before that right now everybody's expecting a pause in June, right? Like literally 83% is expecting a pause in June, and that's still going on. But at first, they were saying that we were supposed to cut in September, but now it's showing that.
Go down real quick so they can see that.
Oh yeah. At first they were saying we're supposed to cut in September, but now you see that that's actually now projected to happen in November. November is where you actually see cuts starting to be priced in. And we bring this up to show you guys, this is the interest rate expectations. It's an official tool. So the official tool is showing that we may be cutting in November instead of September. Now, Powell is not saying that. This is what the market is pricing in. So I want to be clear about that. So as far as the bear side that may occur is the shocks to this tool could affect us in the stock market, because if he comes out and let's say even does another 25 basis point hike next month in June, the market would hate that, because right now they're pricing in, we're going to pause all the way until November. And anytime there's a drastic change in that, be careful with the stock market. But right now, the stock market looks healthy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. And honestly, guys, like that's why we wanted to make this episode for you guys, because we want to make you guys understand, like, is this a bear case or bull case? You can see signs for both, but one thing that we will always continue to tell you is look for innovation, look for sectors that are growing, and that's where you want your money to be. And always just count on DCA, because if you want to play the investing game and you want to be safe, there's nothing better than DCA, because you will be safe and sound. But if you like this type of episode and you rock with what we're saying, please make sure you show some love by liking this video, commenting your thoughts and opinions, and then subscribing to the channel. Plus that little notification bell, because we drop
2 videos a week.
And you don't want to miss them. We appreciate you. Thank you for checking us out. Check us out on Wednesday. Until then, peace.
Peace.
Soundstripe.